Hello dear friends, this is Dr. Diptesh Patel and welcome back to online video lecture series of Jet Propulsion and Aircraft Engineering. This is lecture 8 of Principles of Jet Propulsions. Now in this video session we are going to see a numerical 2. As we have discussed numerical 1 in previous lecture, let's start the another examples to solve. So the numerical is a turbojet engine aircraft flies with a velocity of 250 meter per second at an altitude where the air is at 0.32 bar and minus 35 degree Celsius. The air enters the compressor at a rate of 10 kilogram per second and the pressure ratio in the compressor is 10 and the temperature at inlet of the turbine is 1000 degree Celsius. So basically the CA velocity of air is given to us and that is 250 meter per second. The pressure at inlet is 0.32 bar and the temperature is minus 35 degree Celsius. Mass flow rate is also given and that is 10 kilogram per second and the pressure ratio, right, from the compressor to diffuser it is given to us and that is 10. Also the temperature of the gases when it is enter into the turbine is given and that is 1000 degree Celsius. Now it has been told to us that we need to assume the isentropic compression and isentropic expansion in turbine and nozzle. So here the whole process would be isentropic, means the entropy would remain constant. Also specific heat of air that is given 1.005 joule per kilogram Kelvin and gamma that is 1.4. So these are the data which has been given to us. Now these are the things that we need to calculate. First thing that we need to calculate is velocity of gases at nozzle exit. Second one is the propulsive efficiency of cycle and the third one is thermal efficiency. So these are the three different things that we need to find out during the examples. Now let's start with the solution. First of all, we would go through the given data. So first thing is that CA, a velocity of air which is entering into the aircraft, that is 250 meter per second. Then the pressure at inlet which we would consider PO or P0, that is 0.32 bar. Similarly temperature at inlet, that is TO, and that would be given that minus 35 degree Celsius which is equal to 238 Kelvin. Then mass flow rate of air, that is 10 kilogram per second. Pressure ratio P2 to P1, that is 10. T3 temperature at inlet of turbine, that is 1000 degree Celsius. So I should be able to write down 1273 Kelvin, and here we need to find out Cj, eta P and eta thermal, right? The velocity of gases that are leaving nozzle, then propulsive efficiency and thermal efficiency. So these are the three different things that we need to find out. Okay, so let's start the example. Now first of all, before I start the numerical, let me go through the TS diagram here. Alright, so here you can see the whole process is shown in this TS diagram. You can see the process 0 to 1, that is the processor or isentropic compression takes place in diffuser. Then 1 to 2 is a compression, isentropic compression in fact, that would takes place in compressor. Then 2 to 3 is a heat addition process where heat is added in combustion chamber at constant pressure, and therefore P2 has been written as P3. Then 3 to 4 is a isentropic expansion in turbine. As we know, the partial expansion takes place in turbine. So 3 to 4 is a expansion that is takes place in turbine, and 4 to 5 is a isentropic expansion in nozzles, and because of that we would get the thrust. Similarly 5 to 0 is a heat rejection process. So here the pressure is remain constant during the heat rejection as well, and therefore P0 has taken as a P5. So this is what the TS diagram. Every time when you solve the numerical, you need to draw the TS diagram, because it would help us to understand the whole problems or whole numerical more clearly, and we should be able to find out the values step by step. Right? So this is the absolute good way to solve the examples by referring the TS diagram. Now let's begin. First thing is that we need to find out the temperature at point 1. Since T0 is given to us, so what we are going to do, we are going to use the formula for ideal diffuser. So let's consider the process 0 to 1, which is isentropic compression, that is takes place in diffuser, and the formula is T1 is equal to T0 plus C square into Ca square divided by 2Cp. Alright. So here what I am going to do, I am going to put values in this equation. So TO is given, right? So 238 Kelvin. Then Ca, a velocity of air which is entering in diffuser, that is also been given. So that is 250 meter per second. So I am going to put this value in this equation, and let's find out the values of T1. So T1 is equal to 238 plus 250 square divided by 2 into 1005, that is PCP. So by the help of these calculations, I would be able to find out the values of T1. Then after, next is, let's find out the values of P1. Since I have the values of T1 and T0, I can get the values of P1 by using the isentropic relations, and the isentropic relations are T1 upon T0 is equal to P1 upon P0 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Right? So therefore P1 is equal to P0 into T1 upon T0 raised to gamma upon gamma minus 1. I have all these values. I have P0, that is 0.32 bar, then T1 269.09, that was we have found out in the first step, and T0 is given 238, and also gamma, the values of gamma is given 1.4. So we just going to put the values in this equation and we find out the values of P1. So here P1 is equal to 0.492 bar. Now let's move forward. Let's find out the values of T2. So we know that the process 1 to 2 is a compression process that takes place in compressor, and that is the isentropic process. So again I am going to use the isentropic relations, and that is P2 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Right? So that equations can be rewrite as T2 is equal to T1 into P2 upon P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma, and I am going to put the values in the equation. So T2 is equal to, let's put the values of T1, that is 269.09, and P2 upon P1, that is the pressure ratio that is given to us, that is 10. So 10 raised to 1.4 minus 1 upon 1.4. So by calculating we can get the values of T2, and that is 519.53 Kelvin. Now let's move forward for the further process. Now since for the turbojet engine the compressor input is always equal to the turbine work output, and therefore I should be able to write down the compressor work takes place from 2 to 1 and the turbine work takes place from 3 to 4. So I should be able to write down Cp, which is specific heat, T2 minus T1 is equal to Cp T3 minus T4. Right? So Cp would be eliminated from both sides. So what would be left over? The left over would be T2 minus T1 is equal to T3 minus T4, and therefore T4 is equal to T3 minus T2 minus T1. I am going to put the values in that equations. So we know that T3 is equal to 1273, that is given, minus T2 that has been found out, so that is 519.53, and T1 is 269.09. So by putting the values over here I can get the values of T4, and that is 1022.55 Kelvin, 1022.55 Kelvin. So that is the value of T4. Now let's move forward to the further process, the process 3 to 4. We know that process 3 to 4 is an expansion that is takes place in turbine, and that is also isentropic expansion. So again we are going to use the same relations. P3 upon T4 is equal to P3 upon P4 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma, right? So therefore P4 is equal to P3 into T4 upon T3 raised to gamma upon gamma minus 1. So therefore I should be able to write down P4 is equal to P2 T4 divided by T3 raised to gamma upon gamma minus 1, since the pressure at point 2 and pressure at point 3 are equal. So P2 is equal to P3. So I can easily replace P3 by P2. Now P2, that we need to find out because we don't have values of P2, but the pressure ratio is given to us, and since we know that the pressure ratio P2 upon P1 is equal to 10, so P2 is equal to 10 into P1, and we already have the values of P1. So P2 is equal to 10 into 0.492, that is the value of P1. So therefore P2 is equal to 4.92 bar. Now since we got the values of P2, we are going to replace that value, we are going to put that value in the equations, and we can get the P4 is equal to 4.92 into 1022.55 divided by 1273 raised to 1 upon 1.4 divided by 1.4 minus 1. So this is how we can get the values of P4, and that is 2.88 bar. Alright, now let's move forward to the further process, that is the expansion that is takes place in nozzle. So process 4 to 5 is the isentropic expansion in nozzles. Now same isentropic relations. So T5 upon T4 is equal to P5 upon P4 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So therefore T5 is equal to T4 into P5 upon P4 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. I'm just going to put the values over here. So T5 is equal to 1022.55 into 0.32 divided by 2.28 raised to 1.4 minus 1 divided by 1.4, and by calculating these we will get the T5 is equal to 583.48 Kelvin. So this is how we get the values of T5. I think we have all these value now. We have started from T0 and P0, and we find out the values of P1, P2, T2, T1, T2, P3, T3, T4, P4, and then even P5 as well. So we got all these value. Now let's find out our aim. So the first aim is that we need to find out the velocity of gases at nozzle exist, that is Cj. We know the formula, Cj is equal to under root of 2 into eta n into Cp into T4 minus T5. So here what I am going to do, I am going to put the values over here because we got all these values. We got values of T4 and T5, Cp is given to us, and we are going to assume the eta n is equal to 1. So let's put the values in the equations, and that would be Cj is equal to under root of 2 into 1 into 1005 into 1022.55 minus 583.48. So after going through the calculation, I can get the first answer of this numerical, and that is Cj, which is equal to 939.42 meter per second. So that is the value for the Cj. Next, find out the propulsive efficiency. We are going to use the same formula which has been discussed earlier during the theory session, and the formula is eta p. Propulsive efficiency means eta p, which is equal to 2Ca divided by Cj plus Ca. Here we are going to neglect the mass of fuel, so the equation would reduce to eta p is equal to 2Ca Cj plus Ca, and now I have all the values, right? I got the values of Cj by calculating it in the previous slide, and Ca is already given to us. So what I am going to do, I am going to put the values in the equation, and the would be eta p is equal to 2 into 250 divided by 939.42 plus 250 into 100, since we need to convert into the percentage. So eta p is equal to 42.03%. So that is the propulsive efficiency that aircraft can achieve. Then after, the thermal efficiency, and the formula to find out the thermal efficiency is equal to propulsive power divided by heat supply. Since propulsive power is the difference between the kinetic energy at entry and exit, entry at diffuser and exit at nozzle. So eta thermal is equal to Cj square minus Ca square divided by Cp T3 minus T2, since heat additions takes place in between the process 2 to 3, and Cj is the velocity of gases at velocity at the outlet or the nozzles, and the velocity of air Ca is the velocity of air at inlet. So now I have the formula. I'm going to put the values of all these parameters together. Since we know that Cj has been found out, Ca is given, Cp is also given, and T3 and T2, that T3 is given and T2 has been found out. So the equation would be eta thermal is equal to 939.42 square minus 250 square divided by 1005 inside the bracket 1273 minus 519.53, right. So after doing the calculations, I would get eta thermal is equal to 54.14 percentage. So the thermal efficiency is 54.14 percentage. So this is how we calculate the thermal efficiency of the jet engine. Now this is all at the moment. If you have any doubt, you can write down in the comment box. We'll solve the further examples or numericals which are likely to be asked in exams in next video session. Thank you very much.